Since my childhood, I've been intrigued with the thought of being airborne. What an alluring idea. In those days, my parents took me along to Frankfurt Airport, and I received my first glimpse of a real airplane. So enormous, yet majestic. Suddenly, a fascination was born. Little did I realize that there would be many exciting years ahead for me and for Frankfurt Airport. On July 8, 1936, a Ju-52 airplane landed on an airport runway southwest of Frankfurt. This was the beginning of a unique success story. While the Hindenburg and Graf Zeppelin airships served North and South American routes, 27 airlines connected Frankfurt to numerous European cities. Only 2 years later, and with the onset of World War II, the era of the airship came to an end. Peace disappeared, and Frankfurt Airport fell under military control. When the war was over, Frankfurt Airport was for the most part destroyed. But already in May 1945, 4 former airport employees, equipped with shovel and axe, began rebuilding Frankfurt Airport. From this point onward, everything developed rapidly. Frankfurt Airport was rebuilt under American supervision, and on May 18, 1946, the first airplane with civilian passengers landed. At that time, the airport's operating company was known as Verkehrsaktiengesellschaft Rhein-Main, or VAG. During the Berlin blockade, most of the Raisin bombers that dropped care packages from the skies to sustain the citizens of Berlin took off from Frankfurt. As a result, a parallel departure and arrival runway system was deemed necessary. The airport recovered and started to pulsate once again. I definitely wanted to help send airplanes throughout the world. My dream came true in 1949 when I began my training as an airport ground handler. At the time, punctuality was not my greatest strength. I dreamed of flying to work and never again being late. In the early summer of 1950, Frankfurt Airport opened to the public. As a functioning and expansive airport, it was supposed to help Germany get back on its feet. That worked at the speed of a jet plane. In 1964, 160,000 tourists departed from Frankfurt Airport. By 1971, Frankfurt was already serving 10 million passengers. This success was only achieved because of the staff and through far-sighted airport planning. The boom began in the 1950s. The airport was now operated by FAG, Flughafen Aktiengesellschaft Frankfurt-Main. The northern runway was extended, preparing Frankfurt Airport for a new period. Beginning in 1959 with the introduction of commercial jet airplanes, the airport began to flourish. The improved technology of jet engines allowed for faster flights, larger airplanes, and more departures and arrivals. Reacting to the increased demand, the airport began construction of the Central Terminal in 1965, Europe's largest construction site at the time. In the early 1970s, the airport employed roughly 25,000 people. Even then, the airport was the driver of growth and prosperity in the Frankfurt Rhein-Main region. Naturally, this was positive for me as well. Enjoying professional success, I worked as a manager within the aircraft handling operation. And I found more and more pleasure in my hobby. Meanwhile, I had my own family and was proud to be able to support them with my job. I was extremely fond of my young daughter, Nicole. We spent quality time together and often rode through the forests to the airport. We as airport employees have always placed a high priority upon protecting and preserving the environment. Up to this day, whenever trees have to be cut down for more space, new trees are planted elsewhere. I shared the airport wonders of my childhood with my daughter. thus passing on the fascination to the next generation. A lot happened during the next 40 years. The goal was to become and remain one of the top 10 airports in the world. As air traffic and passenger volumes grew, competition rose too. This explains why we have expanded the airport so extensively, like no other workplace in Germany. With the introduction of the first jumbo jet in 1970, the era of wide-bodied aircraft emerged and also changed things for the airport. Thanks to our central terminal featuring the world's largest baggage handling system, we were ideally prepared for the jumbo era. It enabled transfer times of only 45 minutes, a world record. Since 1984, the western runway has made it possible for even more airplanes to take off. Terminal 2 secured the airport's established position as one of the world's 10 largest airports. With the addition of the new cargo city south, Frankfurt became Europe's #1 freight airport. The gateway to the world was opened further. In the Air Rail Center, passengers could arrive quickly and get airborne comfortably. At the turn of the millennium, we were renamed Fraport AG and launched our very successful IPO. Then, the world's largest passenger airplane was introduced at Frankfurt Airport first, before heading off to any other international airport. This was a historical moment for the world of aviation and for Frankfurt Airport. The A380 Super Jumbo marked the beginning of a new era, with new chances and new jobs. My hobby has always remained the same. I retired years ago, but I am just as fascinated with aviation as I was 75 years ago. Today, my daughter Nicole also works at the airport, and I am a proud grandfather. Every night, little Chiara wants me to tell her a story.
Hallo ihr zwei.
Hallo Mama.
Na, was gibt's heute denn für eine Geschichte?
Opa erzählt vom Flughafen.
Viel Spaß, gut, ne?
Fortunately, I know many stories. Nowadays, our Frankfurt Airport is the largest employer in Germany, with about 71,000 people working here. The airport is also increasingly attractive for other companies. The perfect infrastructure, upscale shopping experiences, and architectural highlights such as the square. These are definitely competitive advantages. The airport is ready to face the future. With Runway Northwest and Terminal 3, Frankfurt will be able to handle 700,000 flights and 88 million passengers per year. Starting with the idea of a hub airport, Frankfurt has developed into a true airport city. A gateway to the world that offers secure jobs for the entire region and for the future. Maybe for you as well.